Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Big news is breaking across the US right now, and it's got millions of Americans feeling something they haven't felt in a while: a little hope. Former President Donald Trump just announced what he's calling a brand new round of payments, potentially between $1,000 and $2,000 per person. Yes, you heard that right. Direct checks that could start rolling out as early as October, arts ending Arts War. And while the details are still being finalized, this plan has sparked a wave of excitement and debate all across the country. People everywhere are asking the same question: is this really happening? Could another round of checks actually be on the way? Stick with me because in this video, we're going to unpack everything you need to know: what Trump said, how this plan would work, who could qualify, and most importantly, what it could mean for you and your wallet in the weeks ahead. Now, Trump isn't calling this a stimulus check in the traditional sense. He's calling it the American Rebate Plan. And the idea behind it is pretty simple. The U.S. government has collected billions of dollars in tariffs from foreign imports, and Trump wants to give a portion of that money back to the American people. He says Americans have been carrying the burden of higher prices and inflation for too long, and now they deserve to get something back from the revenue those tariffs generated. Instead of more debt or new taxes, he says this plan would simply return money that's already sitting in federal accounts, collected from tariffs on foreign goods. It's a bold idea. And for millions of Americans who've been struggling with record high prices, even the possibility of extra cash right now feels like a lifeline. Imagine this: a direct deposit of $1,000, maybe even $2,000, showing up in your account right before the holidays. For some, that's groceries. For others, that's catching up on rent, buying medicine, or finally paying down credit cards. It's not just about money, it's about breathing room, peace of mind, and the feeling that someone is finally doing something that directly helps people. Supporters are calling it real help for real people. Critics, of course, are calling it political timing. But no matter how you look at it, this announcement has given millions of Americans something they desperately needed: a little bit of hope. Hope that relief is still possible. Hope that leadership can still mean taking care of ordinary people. Now, the big question on everyone's mind: who would qualify? According to early outlines and what Trump himself has suggested, the plan could look similar to previous stimulus rounds. Individuals earning under $75,000 a year could receive up to $2,000. Those making up to $150,000 might receive $1,000, and families with dependents could get even more. The idea, according to his team, is to keep it broad and fair, not just limited to low-income households, but to help middle-class Americans too. Nothing has been officially passed yet, but if this moves forward, it could reach nearly every working American. No, for seniors on Social Security, this announcement hits especially close to home. Many retirees have been struggling to keep up with rising costs, even after cost of living adjustments. A one-time check like this could make a real difference. It could mean being able to fill prescriptions, pay off medical bills, or simply have a little extra comfort at the end of the month. For older Americans, this isn't just about politics, it's about survival and dignity. Lalian. Now let's talk about the process, how this would actually happen. Even if Trump wants checks to go out by October, there's still a process that needs to happen behind the scenes. Congress would need to approve the plan or give the Treasury legal authority to release those funds. Then the IRS would handle the distribution, just like they did during the pandemic. The good news? The system is already in place. Direct deposit networks are faster and more secure than ever. And with a new government digital payment initiative launching later this year, the money could reach people's accounts much faster than before, possibly within days of approval. But here's where things get interesting. This announcement comes at a very strategic moment right before another heated election season. Trump knows that for millions of Americans, the economy isn't just numbers and charts, it's their daily reality. Rising food prices, expensive gas, higher rent. People are struggling and they want relief now, not next year. So even if critics call it political, many Americans are saying, if it helps us, we'll take it. Supporters argue that this plan could give the economy a short-term boost too. More money in people's pockets means more spending, especially at small businesses heading into the holiday season. It could be exactly the kind of push local economies need right now. Economists say it could even raise GDP in the final quarter of the year. Though some warn it could also add pressure to already high prices if it's not carefully managed. That's the balancing act, relief versus inflation risk. But for most people, the immediate relief matters more than the theory. Now, if this plan does move forward quickly, payments could start going out as early as late October or November. And just like before, the first wave would go to people who already have direct deposit information on file. Others could receive digital payments or prepaid cards soon after. A single person could see up to $2,000. A family of four might receive $4,000 or $5,000. That's not just relief, that's real impact. That's money that could keep small towns and neighborhoods moving through the holidays. But let's be real, there are still obstacles. Congress could stall the plan over budget concerns. Economists could push back over inflation. And there may even be legal questions about using tariff money this way. Still, insiders close to the campaign say this idea is moving fast. It's being framed as both an economic boost and a patriotic one. Return, giving Americans a share of the money collected from foreign trade. And if you've been following Trump for a while, this message fits perfectly into his America First vision. The idea that hardworking Americans should directly benefit from America's success, not just big corporations. Or whether you agree with him or not, that message resonates with millions, especially now. If the plan passes, experts predict a surge in spending, more confidence among consumers, and even a small bump in national growth. But more than that, it could bring something deeper, a renewed sense of optimism. After years of uncertainty, people want to believe in something positive again. A check in the mail or a deposit in your bank isn't just about numbers, it's about feeling seen, supported, and remembered by your country. On the other hand, if the plan doesn't pass, it could still shift the political conversation dramatically. Trump could use it as proof that he's the only one fighting for direct relief, and opponents for blocking help. That strategy could carry into Arsenling Arsaluk, energizing millions of voters who feel left behind. So, whether or not these checks arrive, this proposal is already shaping the political and economic landscape in a big way. Let's talk about what everyday Americans are saying. Social media is flooded with reactions. Some are excited, some skeptical, and some just grateful that relief is finally being discussed again. You see comments like, even if it's only $1,000, it's something, or we need this. Everything's too expensive. People aren't thinking politics. They're thinking about rent, groceries, gas, and how to make it through the next month. For millions, this is not about left or right, it's about survival. Economists say if the checks go out, the impact could be immediate. Readers would see a bump, families would pay down debt, and overall confidence could rise heading into the new year. But if inflation spikes again, it could create new challenges. The truth is, no plan is perfect. But for most people, the promise of hope is better than no promise at all. And that's what this story really represents. Hope that help could actually arrive. Hope that Washington hasn't completely forgotten about ordinary people. Hope that maybe, just maybe, something good is finally coming. So where does it stand right now? Officially, it's still a proposal. No law has been passed yet, no Treasury schedule confirmed, but the conversations are happening fast. Multiple insiders have confirmed that advisors are already working out the math, the messaging, and the timing. If everything lines up, this could move quicker than many expect, and that's why this story matters. Because whether you love Trump, dislike him, um, or don't care about politics at all, this proposal has started a national conversation about relief, fairness, and what leadership should look like. It's a reminder that even in tough times, Americans still believe in the possibility of something better. So what do you think? Is this a genuine effort to help families or just smart political timing? Would you support a plan that uses tariff money to fund payments? Or do you think it's too risky for the economy? Drop your thoughts down below. I'd love to hear your take. Okay, if you found this breakdown helpful, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you don't miss our next update. We'll keep you posted on every new detail about these proposed October ARSA war payments, who qualifies, when they might arrive, and how real this promise actually is. Until next time, stay hopeful, stay positive, and remember, even in uncertain times, good news can still happen. Because sometimes just when people are about to give up, that's exactly when change begins. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.